let's get into it. I love that new feature. What's going on, guys? Oh, gonna turn the sound off right quick on Twitch so I don't hear myself twice. Welcome into the show. This is episode 4. It's crazy. It's been a month already that we started doing this. Braden, Nicole, you guys probably know if you're here, but if you're new here, then hello. Thank you guys for joining us. We finished up the best game of all time in our initial 3 episodes and then talked a lot about Cult of the Lamb. Gave away a copy of Cult of the Lamb last time to a follower. I know they have been playing it and enjoying it a ton. I've been actually following them on Twitter and seeing their updates about it. So thanks to everyone who participated in that, and definitely stay tuned for the future contests and such, because we will do that at some point. But yeah, so tonight we're going to talk about Pokemon. It's a Pokemon-themed show. We've got a different rundown of things. I think talking about the upcoming Pokemon game, ranking the starters, talking about some of the Switch titles that came out. Smia says, I'm new. Hi. Nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us for the first time. For sure. And then we also, Gamescom was yesterday. There was a lot of kind of cool announcements and some not so cool, but like I picked some of the more noteworthy ones to go over and let us share our thoughts on. So we'll just play it by ear and see how we get to it. So Nicole, if you want to, just drop some opening thoughts and stuff and we'll go from there.
Yeah, fun fact. Did you know that saying is play it by ear? Like EAR and not year?
What? You just said the same thing twice.
No, I didn't. See, I always said play it by ear because that's what I thought it was, but it's play it by ear. Like if you play an instrument by ear, like play a sound by ear. That's just where my brain went with that. I just wanted to share that information in case someone else didn't know.
I did not know.
And been saying it wrong the whole life like I was.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess, I don't know, I do want to talk about my shirt really quick, just to get it out of the way, but it's also a hilarious story. Yeah, so this is Harry Potter, and I forget which generation this is, but it was really cute. It had, like, instead of, like, their little house pets, they had, like, Harry has, Rowlet, Hermione has Litten, and then Ron has Poplio. But I posted it, hang on, I have it up on my Reddit. I posted it 5 years ago, because Sun and Moon was coming out the same day as Fantastic Beasts, and I had this shirt, and I was like, I'm ready. I posted it to Pokemon and got taken down because Pokemon doesn't allow posting shit like that on Reddit. So then I posted it to Harry Potter, and it went like mini viral. I got 4,000 upvotes, but a bunch of the comments were just like really inappropriate because I posted a photo of a t-shirt. So yeah, that was fun. It was like, oh cool, like I went viral, and then I was like, oh no, that's why it went viral.
You still have this post?
I do still have this post. So like a lot of them were really nice, like, oh, where can I find the shirt? Blah blah blah.
Okay.
But then hang on, I definitely have comments on here. A lot of these are nice, but the ones that are like get hidden, like when so many people downvote them. Let's see. Oh my god, so the photo is literally, I don't even show myself, right? It's literally just the t-shirt. So like maybe chin down of like the whole shirt, and someone goes, you look like you most likely have an attractive face. Not kidding. You can't see me! You can't see me! Oh god.
Well, I mean...
And then someone else goes, would you mind if I use this picture as my Facebook cover photo? Like... Okay. Oh god. People, man.
Interesting.
Yep, that's... it gets worse, too.
Okay.
I'm not gonna read those, but I mean, yeah, there's like a bunch that are deleted and have like negative points, but hilarious.
I mean, I do like the totally misread what was about to be released comment, and
yep.
The other one, they're all relatively tame, and then someone said it's not really about Pokemon. It was probably removed for not being a fan art circle jerk post, which could be possible. It did go quite viral. I thought you were exaggerating, because the first thing I typed in Harry Potter Pokemon shirt, and your post is the second one that comes up. So
is it really?
Yeah, that's how I found it.
So somebody was like, this is the reason this is on r/all, like the subreddit all, and I was like, wait, how would it be on all if I posted on Harry Potter? And all compiles like the best post from every subreddit. So because it got traction, it got posted on all, and then it just like got the wrong type of people commenting on it. Yeah, it was a great time.
Jesus, guys, she's not going to sleep with you because you upvoted in comment by I want to pee in the sea. So that's interesting.
I wish the comments weren't deleted because I want to know what they said. They're gone now.
I thought that said something about releasing fantastic breasts, then looked at the thumbnail. Imagine my disappointment. Fantastic,
Hilarious.
no pun intended. You look like you most likely have an attractive face.
Aren't people great? So like this was like I wasn't really on Twitter or anything like this. It was like 5 years ago. So like I was on Reddit a lot of the time. This is not gonna like really. Oh, it's probably not gonna. Like I said, I'll put the link in the Twitch chat. But it's literally just a photo of the shirt. Like it's really not that suggestive. It's just my. I don't know.
Oh, this is fantastic stuff going on right here. I wish.
Facebook cover photo. Yeah, my shirt was weirdly. It is a cool shirt. I forget where it was from. T Fury, maybe I posted. T Turtle. I think it was T Turtle. I used to buy a lot of shirts. They had like a cute design to all of them.
Oh god, there are.
You're looking for this post of the past 2 minutes. I'm posting it. Hang on.
There are some very cringy posts here.
Yeah, and I know there's better ones too, and they're just not there.
I feel like you just got your shirt and you were like happy posting it on there, and then it went viral, and then it was just like, oh, internet.
I really was just like, oh, like this is a cute crossover shirt. Like they make stuff like this, and then Pokemon rejected me because it was a text post, I guess, even though it had an image, and Harry Potter accepted it, and that's what happened. But
fair enough. Yeah, I found the post pretty easy. He said he was searching for it, but someone said, oh, definitely could see where I'd want to slither in. Yeah, okay. Well, there's a lot of stuff going on here, but that's fantastic. I didn't even know this story, so this was great. Yeah, this is the downside of going viral, I guess, is you got to deal with weird people that are. It is a cool shirt.
Yeah,
though. I like the shirt. It's a nice shirt. Okay.
I thought it was all funny, but
I like it. It's fantastic. Okay, so I don't know where you want to start with this, but let's just start with like Scarlet and Violet, because like those are coming out pretty soon, right? And everyone's pretty excited about that. So let me update the screen here with a cute little Scarlet and Violet graphic. And
ooh.
I don't know if you played. You probably played Sword and Shield, right? I would think.
I played like -2 minutes of Sword and Shield.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
like where they've been going though, but
so I actually didn't get a chance to play a ton of that, and my friend owns it, and it's pretty fun, but like from what I've seen and played, but like I kind of got burnt out on like the same routine Pokemon. Like
that's how I felt.
How much more do I want to play? Now Arceus was a little bit different. I know we're going to talk about that in a bit, so I'm not going to like jump too far ahead. But on the surface, like this is the first. Well, no, it's not the first. It definitely looks more appealing than Sword and Shield, but nothing has really stood out to me so far outside of, you know, the legendaries, which just, I mean, come on. Like, the legendaries are so goofy. I put one up on the screen now, so it'll pop up at some point.
Yeah, I see that.
It looks like a bouncy house turned into a bicycle, and I don't fully understand how or why.
It's weird because it's concept art, or like it's art as a Pokemon. The wheels aren't that prominent, but they do that to both of them when they become like the forms you can ride. They make the wheels a lot more prominent than they actually are in their bodies. Yeah, it's questionable. My favorite part is that one of them's called, I forget, but one of them's called like Miraidon or like Miradon. But the way they said it during the Pokemon Presents is literally me ride on, and I was like, you can't be doing this to us. There's no way. It's, oh god.
Sounds like one of the comments you might have gotten on your Reddit post.
Literally, it's like, oh my gosh.
The names of the legendaries, which I'm trying to pull up now because I didn't even think about it until after. There's Koraidon. And
that one seems okay.
Miraidon. Yep, those are the two.
Miraidon.
So, Miraidon. What? Yep. And then there's Cyclizar, which is a non-legendary, which was just revealed the other day. I think I texted it to you with just a picture and the question why, which I stand by. But Dave said it has wheels but uses legs. Yeah, that is a bit weird. What's the point of the legs in that case?
So, I think, like, I don't know if I guess it's a theory, but not really. Like, clearly the two games are, like, past and future, just, like, very archaic, like, not caveman ones, but, like, prehistoric designs, especially for, like, the main, professor in that game. It's, like, that hot caveman woman. Mm-hmm. And then you got, obviously, that Miraidon. I don't know which one's which, but the red one. And then you obviously have like the futuristic Violet with like the more, I don't know, sharp looking like professor and stuff. So I think they're going for like a past and future evolution type thing. And then with Silasar, I don't know. He's like the
Cyclozar,
middle
yeah.
form between them two. So like going from like the wheels to like kind of losing the wheels and then say like ditching them all together like an evolutionary like animal would happen.
Yeah, and Cyclozar just looks like he's got a... I can't tell if there's a... Miraidon is my new favorite Pokemon. Yeah, I mean, listen. There's probably a subreddit for that. That you could go to for help or whatever. Cyclozar's throat looks like a tire, and I can't tell if someone lodged a tire in his throat or if he's just got some weird gullet thing going on.
Who knows?
But overall, I can't say the legendaries do it for me because the tires immediately, like, they look really cool if you don't look at the tires. But I guess the concept of being able to, like, drive them around in the game is kind of cool. So there's that, like, for
yeah,
what
the
that's
game
worth.
seems like these are both like obviously with how this is coming out so soon after Arceus, these are obviously in production at the same time, so you're gonna see some. I feel like they started taking some of what Arceus did, but the games are being developed at the same time, so they can't really make a full Pokemon game like Arceus again, like taking what they've learned and what people liked from it because they literally haven't had time. So like I think we'll see like some of the new things they've implemented in Arceus, like the Pokemon traversal, which obviously the other games had. But it's sad because it looks like they ditched the open world, just like don't have to enter into battle screens. Like they ditched the throwing Pokeballs freely and all of that. So hopefully in the future we'll get like a full like sequel to Arceus or like a better integration of like the typical Pokemon formula with what Arceus did because I really liked how Arceus switched things up.
Yeah, I thought Arceus was pretty cool as a whole. But it felt like it did a lot of things differently, but then it also felt like it didn't quite get there. So in terms of like diversifying itself a ton, but it's definitely one I'd like be down to go back and play because I don't really know a ton about it beyond like a friend of mine has a Switch. I played probably a couple of hours on it, like just to try it because she had already beaten it. I was like, oh, this seems fun. But I'm
It's
not.
very fun.
Yeah, I know it definitely takes a different approach. So these are the starters that I'm upgrading on the screen now, and I have to tell you, I love the fire one. I don't Fuecoco, is that the name?
Fuecoco.
The laid back fire croc Pokemon.
I love him. He's so cute.
He's adorable and goofy, and I like Quaxley because his name is Quaxley for one, but also he just kind of looks like he's a bad bitch and he's proud of it.
He gives me Donald Duck vibes, you know?
Yep, absolutely, 100%, in the sense that neither wear pants, which is
And then
interesting.
Sprigatito is Weed Cat.
Yes.
All day.
Which is fine, but like, eh. And we don't know the evolutions yet, right? They're not out yet, are they?
No.
Because I see a bunch of fan cast ones that are like neat and all, but like that doesn't really do anything.
I just want the cat to stay on all fours. Just really bad. It's like a meme at this point that everything ends up like fucking on two legs. And we know that if this fire one ends up firefighting again. Oh.
No, I don't think they would do. He looks like you, he says. Typing has been spoiled. Do we know what the typings are going to be for the other ones then? Because I'm genuinely not sure off the top of my head. I would like a Fire Dark. I think that would be a really cool typing that they have.
Oh, you know what? I think it was Fire Dark or Fire Poison because people were saying he's like a Ghost Pepper, which is kind of cool. Yeah. So Fire Dark could work, but I forget what he was going to be.
I'm waiting.
Fire Ghost. That's even better. Yeah, because he's got like the little
skull. That's fantastic.
And still Ghost Pepper.
Yeah, I like that too, actually. Quaxley's probably just going to be water flying unless there's some weird...
Water Fairy could be cool, but we already did just get that with Sun and Moon, I think.
Did we?
Fire Ground, bruh.
Now I'm confused because I've gotten a bunch of different descriptions of the typing.
That's what I mean. That's like, there's like nothing official besides like the leaks. Man, Incineroar
is Fire Dark. You're absolutely right. I completely forgot about that because he's lackluster and forgettable as a whole.
Yeah, Fire Ghost would be sick. I hope that's the typing.
I was hoping someone could provide some clarification since we seem to have a bunch of experts in the chat, but
nobody knows.
No one knows. And honestly, if I had to pick, I'm like, if I do get the game, which is unlikely early on, but like maybe I'll grab it if it goes on sale around Black Friday or something, which they've done in the past, like $10 off or something like that. Like I'm not in a rush. I have so many other games to play, and Ragnarok. What does this come out? November? Is that right?
November.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ragnarok comes out, Sonic Frontiers comes out. I mean, clearly I'm
The
going to
day
be
before.
backlogged with games. Yeah, I think we can get to that at some point too, because I definitely want to touch on a few of those releases from Gamescom.
I usually water type is like usually my go-to, but like Quaxley, Poplio, and what was the other last one? They just like weren't the best options, which is really sad. I ended up going with like I think I went with Grookey. No, I picked Sobble. Sobble obviously was also like cute, but I feel like Grookey's like design and like evolutions were a lot better as a whole. But I did like that he ended up like a water sniper. But yeah, obviously I usually pick water types. This time I'm probably gonna go with Fuecoco depending on its final design. I feel like it's gonna be really ugly and beefy, but you know, who knows?
I have a Sobble statue, and I thought it was out, and I was going to show it off, but I don't know where it is. Oh well.
I do love that he cries. Like I relate to that, even though I don't cry that often. I still relate to that. You know, I just cry internally.
He externalizes what I internalize, like on a daily basis at work and otherwise.
Yeah, he's literally just like crying in the middle of a fight. Like he's still doing his best, and he's just like absolutely sobbing. Like we love that.
Listen,
he's in touch with his emotions.
I comparatively to the other two starters that came out at the same time as him, it's not even close. But we're gonna pick our starters for each gen in a little bit, I think. But overall, Scarlet and Violet, from what we've seen so far, seems interesting and fun. And I'm sure, like, if you're super into Pokemon and enjoying it and just are happy with each game as it comes out, then, like, you're probably not gonna have a bad time with it. My biggest thing really is just the fact that, like, every time I've played a Pokemon game for the last couple of games, like a main series game, I've just gotten bored or disinterested because it just feels so redundant. Like, it just feels, it's not bad. Like, if that's what you like and that's what you always want to play, then that's fine. It's just like, I don't know, Sun and Moon was just bad, I think. Like, Sun and Moon was just not the greatest entry that they put in there, but I played through like 90% of it, and then I'm like, I'm bored. Like, I don't want to do this anymore.
More than me.
Yeah, and it's just, and then obviously Sword and Shield was like big because it was the first like title on the Switch. I mean, you had Let's Go, right? But like
the Let's Go games, I preferred the Let's Go games because it put the Pokemon in the overworld, which I really like. I think it's kind of like a silly thing to like, but I think that's like one of my favorite things that they've improved with like the newer gen games is seeing the Pokemon like not just like rustling grass, but you can actually see where they are. I think that part's fun.
What we really need is an M-rated Digimon game with a similar plot to The Matrix.
What in the world?
Okay. I mean, maybe. It's very, like, have you been pitching that or something? I'm just curious. That's what Starific said.
Yeah, we'll hear your pitch. We'll get it to the right people.
Boonicorn said, Grookey was my least fave. Sun and Moon is bad. The rest rock. Yeah, Sun and Moon is bad.
Bongo monkey.
Also, I did confirm the typing. So, the cat is Grass Fairy, which makes sense.
That's amazing! That's gonna be so good. I might end up with the cat then.
Assuming that's true, again, this is just what I found here, and then I've got water fighting on the duck.
God.
And Ghost
Nope,
Fire.
I'm not picking water.
But this source is unconfirmed. I would like to just clarify.
It seems no, but that makes the most sense. I've seen like concept art of what Quax is gonna evolve into, and I'm just like, nope. I probably end up with Fuecoco because Ghost Fire is sick.
Yeah, Ghost Fire feels legitimate, but
it does.
Nothing's confirmed. He's kind of adorable, but I feel like they're gonna make him hideous when he evolves.
Like that's what I said. Yeah, he's gonna be like, he'll probably be like a giant alligator dinosaur looking thing.
Which is like fine, but like I don't know, like it's the Mudkip effect. It's like you have a cute, like adorable little Pokemon, and then you make it fucking Swampert.
Yeah, Boonicorn said we had Ghost Fire last game, but they've also done firefighting like fucking 8 times in a row, so I don't think anyone's stopping Pokemon when they decide what they feel like doing.
Yeah, I mean, eventually I'd like to go now. Just don't. We have to give a quick shout out to the Wooper as well.
Oh yes, if I could pick a Wooper as my starter, I'd pick him.
One of my favorite Pokemon ever because he's just happy as fuck and he just doesn't really care about anything or your feelings. You know, he's just being himself. What is it? Paldean? Is that the name of the region? The Paldean Wooper is a water ground. No, he's
so muddy.
Poison ground. I love him. He's very happy, and I'm very. I hope we get some other cool typings. Like, that's one of the things I did like about the last couple of games was like the region alternative Pokemon. Like, I thought it was cool and kind of a neat way to do it. It's just still like play the gyms, go to the Elite Four. Like, I would really like to see something slightly different, which is why Arceus was really intriguing to me. But
Arceus is like typical open world RPG with like the quest setup. I
Mhm.
mean, this one's gonna have different quests too, but I think they're still gonna play out the same. You don't have to go to the gyms in the same order. That's one of the quest lines. But
Okay.
at the same time, they don't scale with you, so there is still kind of an order that you should be going to them. You can just go to them at any point. You don't have to like fucking wake up a Snorlax blocking the road or anything.
Okay, so it's like Elden Ring-esque, where you can go fight any
They
of the
yeah, they have
bosses at
three
any
main
time.
storylines. So one's the typical gym battle, Final Four. One's like probably gonna be to do with the legendaries and whatever's going on with them. And then I'm not sure if we know what the third one is, but it's cool because you're like a student, which I'm always down for like school settings. That's always a good time.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Persona takes place in a school. Someday you'll play that.
Get into it. I just need to like
It
it's such a time sink. I just
is a
gotta.
time sink. It is, but it's pretty good. I need to finish God of War as well, and I've been saying that for like days. But then I got back into playing Fortnite with friends, and I've been doing that in my spare time instead of playing God of War, which I really gotta get
Yeah,
back
my
to.
friend asked me to play Destiny 2 with like the Lightbringer and all the other updates, and I was like, "Yeah, son of a bitch, I'm in." You know that meme?
I
I think
can't.
it's Morty. You
I
son
can't.
of a bitch, I'm in.
I can't respond to that. I don't want to get blocked again.
That's fair.
Saying something slightly negative about Destiny. Listen, Destiny is one of the most beautiful, like the visuals and the cinematics and stuff is so
It
fucking
plays
cool.
very well.
It's just not my cup of tea, but apparently
Yeah.
that's, which is funny because Halo is one of my favorite games of all time, and they're made by, the people that originally made Halo. But anyway, so yeah, Scarlet Violet definitely seems fun. If we get updates or noteworthy stuff, we could definitely talk about it in future episodes. But I think for the most part, we've kind of covered what's here. So we can pivot topics, I think. But since we are going to rank the starters in a few, which starter are you planning on picking here for the this gen here?
Tentatively, Fuecoco.
Okay, me too. If I just had to lock in now without knowing what the evolutions are or what the typings are, I'm going to pick the fire guy.
And tentatively going Scarlet just for the Hot Professor.
Okay.
Tentatively.
Okay.
We'll see.
I can't say that I'm personally going to pick Sprigato, said the Boonicorn.
Brigato. Sprigatito.
Did you just Italianize that, or is it just did he just miss?
I think it's I think
You're-
they're in Spain, right?
You're right. You're right. I also have to give just one quick little shout out, of course, to Lechonk, who I love.
Lechonk, yes, I
Lechonk is
love
awesome,
Lechonk.
but
Lechonk will be
also,
on my team.
This
Fido?
fucking thing, this thing here, for those of you who are not watching the pod and listening live, I think this is called Smoliv.
A little
And it is
small olive.
terrified, but someone made a TikTok video like animating a few of these new characters, and the Smoliv is just like terribly sad and crying because it's like scared about nothing, and it's definitely worth the watch. I wish I knew where it was because I lost it when I watched it. It was really funny.
Shout out to whoever comes up with the Americanized names for these, because Fido is so fucking good. It's like the fucking ball of like the bread dough Pokemon, so Fido. It's great.
Ah, that's the one. Yep. Okay.
That one's brilliant.
And then
imagine having the job just coming up with Pokemon designs and names.
that would be
So
kind of
cool.
cool. And then being the guy that came up with Cyclozar for some reason, like I don't know. Everyone's gonna put some bad ideas out there eventually, and of course, Lechonk is just that's
Lechonk
one.
is
I don't think I could ever evolve that, even if I had one. Like I don't know,
right.
What am I gonna do? Like I love that little guy. I definitely want a plush of Lechonk once he once that comes out. And
Oh, that'll totally be a thing.
I would imagine as much. Okay, pivoting away from this.
Snap.
So yes, that's where I'm going next. I'm just trying
Woo!
to get the graphics up and
New
change.
Pokemon Snap.
Yeah,
so they came. I didn't play the original Snap. I forget. Was it on GameCube?
No, N64.
N64. Oh my gosh.
I played the original and loved it, and I'm in minority because for some reason a lot of people just hate it. I don't get it. Like I've heard a lot of criticism about Snap, the original, not the new one, because it was
weird.
A short game or whatever. But like I was fucking 8, like, or not, maybe not even 8. I was like 7. Like it was, I could take pictures of Pokemon with my N64. I could throw apples at Pikachu like a little douche. Like there were so many different things you could do. And yes, it was short, but like we're talking a 20-year, not even 20 year. It is a relatively short game. The Boonicorn just said in the comments it's not short. I'm fairly certain start to finish you could get through Snap in like 2.5 hours or something like that. It's definitely
I'll look
short.
it up.
It's not a long game, at least not to just go through and play. I mean, if you want to complete it and get every single Pokemon, then maybe it's a little bit longer because
playing Pokemon Snap start to finish main story is only 4 hours. Completion is 6 hours. So that is short for I don't know. I feel like were games even that long back then though? I feel like 6 hours might be a good chunk. I don't know.
Well, that's for the completionist perspective. I mean, I don't know how long the new one is, but I guess the idea was back in the day
Long.
when we were kids, you know, it's not like I mean, unless we were like loaded. I wasn't personally. Like, I couldn't just buy a new game every week. So it's like I had Snap. It
Yeah.
had to last me, you know, a while. So if that's the game I bought, after you've beaten it, you really can't go back and, I mean, you can, but like, how many times can you really go back and play it again where it's fun? It's not like Pokemon. It took me longer, though. It's like puzzles and to get the shot, yeah, the Bunicorn said.
Well, I was just that there's a website called How Long to Beat, just so people know. You can look it up and get an idea about how long the game's gonna go, and then how long the game will go if you're gonna like platinum it. The new Pokemon Snap, if you saw my reaction, it's because the main story is 11 hours. Completionist is 61 and a half hours.
What?
Oh my god. And I've been playing it like a completionist because I'm a psycho. I'm not gonna do that anymore. How are you gonna give me all these Pokemon and then give me like ranks for them and not have me replay? That's why I haven't finished the game. I keep replaying the same place over and over and over and over to get the best shots of these damn Pokemon.
I did not know. 61 hours.
That's completionist though, but it says main and extras is 19 and a half, but then like actual completionist is 61 and a half hours. That's fucking nuts.
Is every Pokemon in the game? I don't think so, right?
There's a lot, but they've also updated it since launch with like new areas and stuff, which is cool.
Okay. That's kind of neat then. I didn't know that was a thing, but it's not bad. That's a lot. But
that is a lot.
I do love the novelty of the original and definitely want to play the first one. My biggest complaint about the new one is that it was a full price game. And
was it?
Yeah, it was
60. It wasn't
60,
like 40,
right? Pretty sure because I'm pretty sure it's on sale now at Best Buy for 50. So I'm fairly certain it was.
Oh.
Let's see. I'm looking right now.
I don't recall. I just remember like I never played the first one, but I was like taking pictures of Pokemon. Sign me up. It was 60, yeah.
60 MSRP, which is fine, but like, you know, GameStop has it on sale for 35, which isn't terrible.
That's a good deal.
That up.
Yeah.
With a curbside.
I think I got it at launch for some reason. I probably traded something in or something, but I had a lot of fun with it. It's like definitely a cozy game, for sure.
Like Cult of the Lamb, but less murderous.
Yeah, and also like Pokemon Snap is giving me such unrealistic expectations about what Pokemon games can look like. So when people are like, we'll see some like whack ass Arceus physics, and I was like, I know these Pokemon can look better, and people are like, yeah, but new Pokemon Snap's a different game, and I'm like, I don't care, it's a different game. If you took your time, you can make the Pokemon look like this. It's proof. That game's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it honestly, I'm surprised by how good it actually looks because it's quite literally.
I think someone else definitely handled it. It wasn't like their main Pokemon team, probably. But like the colors, oh my god, on the OLED, that's one of the first games I transferred to my OLED because I wanted to see like what the screen looked like with the vibrant colors in that game. What did you do? You put the starting soon thing
I
up.
clicked the wrong transition.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to put up a couple graphics from Snap to show what it looked like, and I accidentally put.
It's great for anyone that doesn't know. You're in like this little, Jurassic Park like rover bubble, and you're just in that, and like you're on like a pre-designed course, and you literally just take pictures of Pokemon. The Pokemon change depending on like what time of day it is. Different interactions will happen if you like play the music or feed them. So you're just kind of like going through the courses, trying to figure out how to get the best shots. Obviously, like picture composition and stuff matters. Like you can't just fucking get the left toe of a Mewtwo and have it count as a good photo.
Fair.
Are you making a face?
Well, maybe with the right audience. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know. But there's a lot of replayability because, like I said, you'll at the end you'll get to see all the photos you've taken and like pick your favorites and then get them graded. And yeah, they added post launch updates, so they have new areas. But I haven't even finished like the main games areas because, like I said, I keep going back and replaying the same levels. And like if you do so well at a certain spot, you'll get enough points and unlock like the nighttime mode or unlock like a new path to go on. So there's a lot of replayability.
I just posted up another graphic. Like, it's crazy how good this game actually looks. The visuals are insane. But I guess when they have to put less effort into actually having, like, battle mechanics and stuff, and you can focus all of your energy really into the environment and stuff, it's probably a lot easier to put that processing power there.
Yeah, they're pretty much making, like, a movie that you're just taking pictures of. Like, it's pretty much like a predetermined thing that's happening, so I get why it looks nicer. But it's cool because you have like Pokemon are their correct sizes, like their animations are all very personalized. It's just a very well done game.
Yeah, and it's the Switch, so we're restricted with processing power here because I think it runs
Yeah.
on paper clips and gum, so we have to be careful. When are we getting a Switch Pro announcement? Is my question. Like, they gotta give us something.
Yeah, not this year, I guess.
No,
Next year maybe.
It seems that.
Isaac said one of the games between. Am I dumb? Hang on. One of the games between two different generations had a data mine session, and people discovered that from one of the games to the next, Pokemon that were similar were just reused assets because the polygon count didn't change and visually look the same. Yeah, I remember that happening with the other games.
Interesting. I did not know that happened, but that doesn't.
It wasn't about.
Me.
I don't think it wasn't about Snap though. It was about like whatever game was on 3DS. Those assets are being reused on the Switch or something. It was something weird.
I remember hearing about it though. Why do I think it might have been Let's Go that they did that for? Or
I think it was a mainline game because people were like, why aren't you like, or they had stuff missing from a newer title that an older title had, and they're like, well, hello, like why'd you lose that? You should be like only improving at this point. But
yeah, Arceus was weird too.
Yeah, Pokemon and just all of their decisions are just part of those weird Nintendo decisions that they make. Like, I feel like they could be doing so much more, and they've just literally fucking copy pasted for the past however long. And Pokemon fans will let it happen. They'll pay for it, and things will never change because they're still gonna get paid.
That's true. They're basically the discovery of video games at this point with some of the decisions that they're making. Speaking of discovery, and discovering, the other one we had, of course, was Arceus, which, we wanted to touch on. You've played a lot more than me, and I know we kind of worked some of that into the previous discussions, but another game that's definitely really neat and took Pokemon in a bit of a different direction. I know its biggest criticism was that graphically, some of the environments were quite literally bugged and just didn't work. Like, I have a friend who played it and loved it, but he sent over some graphics and grabs, and you could definitely see that there were elements of the game that maybe could have been improved had there been more time or more processing power, but it seemed cool. Definitely would like to see them maybe expand on that concept with another title. You've played it more than me, so by all means, tell me what you think.
Just real quick, Tantalizing Tater said Pokemon players are the same as Apple users. Agreed. And the Mendez just said they couldn't put every Pokemon in Sword and Shield because they had to remake every model, but data miners proved that false. That's what it was. So they're like, oh, we couldn't include everything because we have to make everything, but then they like data mined and found out they were reusing assets. So they could have just reused the assets for the Pokemon they were missing. So they pretty much just like lied about why things weren't included, but yeah, Arceus I finished. I have I don't know how many hours. At least 60 by now. I'm trying to like platinum the game, which obviously Switch doesn't have that, but my friend and I agreed that the platinum for this would be getting research level 10 for every Pokemon. So in this one, catching it obviously adds it to your Pokédex, but then to actually have like the full dex entry, you have to like do a set like I don't even know what they're called. Tasks. I don't know. Some of them are like catch so many of the Pokemon, some of them are like fight the Pokemon, watch the Pokemon do this move. There's a bunch of bullshit to get them to like level 10 to have like a complete dex entry. So that is what I'm currently doing, is trying to catch, well, I have every Pokemon, but now get them to research level 10. So I have like the official dex filled out, which I never do. I always set out to do that with Pokemon games, and then I get burnt out, which is what you were talking about, Brayden, too. Is just like I get really bored because it's probably my fault because I try to catch them all,
But even then, I don't try to catch them all. But like, I like to like level up my. It just the game works, so I get why they don't reinvent the wheel. Like, it makes sense when they did try to do something slightly different with Sun and Moon with the totem system and the whole no gym battles thing. It just felt weird and unfocused. So like, on the one hand, it works. Why fix it? But on the other hand. And it's the same thing as, like, Call of Duty and stuff. Like, why change Madden? Like, the game, they put a new one out. People buy it up like crazy, and then they make a bunch of money. Like, they sell a bunch of merch. Like, it's genius. And obviously, like, I'm still a fan of Pokemon, like, in various different forms of media, whether it's, like, collectibles or games or whatever. But the video games themselves, at least the mainline games, just don't get me excited anymore. And I've played a bunch of, like, and there haven't been many nowadays, but, like, older Pokemon titles that weren't core series games, like Pokemon Stadium, I grew up playing that, and Pokemon Stadium 2. Like, those were wicked fun to play with friends. Like, friends come over and you battle and stuff. Or, and there was, like, the mini games and shit. And then there's, like, Pokemon Channel, which was, like, a weird GameCube title that some people probably don't even know existed, where you literally, like, play as a Pikachu, and he, like, watches different things on TV, but you can, like, go into the TV and do quiz shows and all kinds of shopping. It's sort of like a life sim for a Pikachu, but it was sort of fun. Like, there's a bunch of different titles they've done where they've even Coliseum and Gale of Darkness on GameCube. I love those games. They're wicked expensive now. They're like $200 a piece, but they're really fun, and I liked the like different approach that they took, where it's like you have to catch the Pokemon, purify them, and it's a doing a whole different thing. So I would just like to see more like that, maybe in addition to the mainline games. But I know typically they have Game Freak has an A team and a B team, and usually the A team is prioritized with working on their core series games, and then the B team gets the other projects or the side projects or whatever, and then you end up with like Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which were just like by all accounts.
Imagine it like wasn't Game Freak though. Imagine someone else got to make Pokemon games.
It would be interesting for sure. Isaac said I own both of those titles right now. I'm assuming you're referring to Coliseum and Gale of Darkness. Yeah, both of them are almost 200. I know Gale of Darkness might be over 200. Coliseum's probably hovering right around there. I used to own a bunch of them. I had a whole fucking ton of GameCube games, and I ended up selling a lot of them a while back. And now I have a GameCube and a few games, but I want to collect more. Like, I really like physical. I'm much more prefer to have physical stuff than digital, because like it's just better for collectible purposes. And also, if you ever like do not want to play the game anymore or want to sell it for some cash, at least you have that option. But that's just me personally. But I really want to pick up some of those older titles. It's just the price has gone insane on those. But I do recommend.
Yeah, I recommend everyone plays Arceus though. It's I don't know. It's like I said, the first time I've actually played a Pokemon game start to finish in God knows how long. Before that, I played the Diamond and Pearl remakes, because Diamond and Pearl were the games that I played. Those are like my childhood games. I had the Game Boy Advance, but I didn't have any like of the Nintendo consoles growing up, except for I don't know, yeah, just like the Game Boys and the DSs and then the Wii. So like I missed out on the other games, but Diamond and Pearl were the ones I played like a fuck ton of. So like the remakes were really exciting to me, and I know those weren't like received well critically, but I still had fun going back just because it was a lot of what I remembered. So definitely nostalgia there.
Makes sense. If you can get them cheap, they're probably not terrible either. So I'm a little older than you, obviously, by like 3 or 4 years. So it makes sense that I grew up with the Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire gen. Like, that was the first Pokemon game I put like 100 hours into, and I had friends that would come over with the Game Boy cables, and we'd like link up and stuff. But I played Diamond and Pearl. I was still pretty young when those came out, and I played them, and I loved the Pokemon in those games for the most part. What I hated about them was the game itself felt physically slow. Like, not like bad, but like slow. Like, you walk slow. The running shoes, that the game that didn't have running shoes? I'm not sure. But overall, I was hoping that in Brilliant Diamond and the other one, they would speed up the physical game so it didn't feel as slow, because Pokemon's already kind of feeling grinding for me a little bit at this point, and that was not, that
Are you talking about the original or the remake?
Well, the remake, the original, that was its biggest problem for me personally. It wasn't even the game itself, it was just how literally slow I felt like everything moved.
Did you play Platinum? That was like the third game of that like gen.
I did not play Platinum. No,
Platinum was good.
Was it?
If they like remake Platinum, that'd be good. They're kind of similar, but.
Well, Emerald is great, and it still holds up super well, and that was a remake of Ruby and Sapphire that they did, like similar to Crystal, going back on some of the older ones. And honestly, I haven't played the new Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but from what I've heard, while they did increase the quality of some things, it was not the upgrade that people had been expecting it to be, which maybe on people having.
Like I said, for me, it was like full nostalgia, because Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, like the fun. You could go into caves and like mine for gems, which I remember doing as a kid a lot. Like that was just something that I thought was fun. You had like your own little like cave that you could decorate. So like each Pokestop you went to in different cities, you could buy plushies. So like my cave would have like Pokemon plushies in there that I bought. So yeah, it was a great thing for a kid to be playing because of shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't even think I definitely didn't even finish the remake. I think. Yeah, I don't even think I have it anymore. If I do, you can borrow it, but I might have traded it in. Who knows what I did.
Thank you, but that's okay for now. I have so many other games I need to play at the moment, but I'll revisit it when I run out at some point. But I do miss that element of Pokemon when I was a kid, like playing with friends. Like that's kind of what made it so fun. And my cousins or friends would come over and like we would literally just sit there on our Game Boy SP, just a crazy underrated system, by the way. Just such a great little system. 3DS is amazing and like one of the best selling of all time, but like SP, just borderline perfect. So many good games too on there. But we were just playing. I think I put so many hours into Emerald that I broke the battery, so I couldn't like I could save it, but the thing didn't work anymore. So yeah, those were great. And man, that just said Game Freak didn't make Brilliant Diamond Brilliant Diamond.
What a
Pearl.
coincidence, because that's my
Interestingly
fave.
enough,
Just kidding.
it is ILCA was the developer for that. I did not know that. I looked it up after he said it, but ILCA.
I gotta give other developers a chance.
Yeah, I think
Break
it'd be
the
cool
mold,
to see what
break
someone
the
else
cycle.
can do. We gotta let Kojima make one or something. Get like a Silent Hill X Pokemon crossover and see what we can get there.
Death Stranding Pokemon.
Yeah, well, that's just a walking sim, isn't it? A beautiful, beautiful walking sim. But
Yeah, pretty
ultimately,
much.
At the end of the day. Okay, so any other thoughts on Arceus before we pivot?
No, just that everyone should give it a shot. It's very addicting gameplay loop.
Okay, all right. Pokemon. I don't even know which it is. Is it like discount?
Arceus?
Oh, it's not even on sale. Like
no, Arceus is too. That was this year somehow.
Oh, it was this year. For some reason, I was thinking it was like
moves
last
so
year.
Weird.
This year.
No, it was January or February of this year.
Jeez. Okay, yeah. So it's $50. Damn. Well, that's still yeah, definitely probably worth playing. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a good opportunity for a sale this year, Black Friday, if they actually bring some. Last year's
that's
was
definitely a good one.
Lackluster. I feel like there's been really good sales on games in the past, and I don't know if it's just because like so many companies do like these year-round sales and stuff now, but like it was fun getting games like Doom for like $8 a couple of years back and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys are on Apple, just while you're pulling up other stuff, there's 2 apps that I use called PS Deals and NT Deals, which are just the PlayStation Store and the Nintendo Switch Store, which you can literally search games and add them to your price watch list. So like every so often I'll get an email, or not an email, but like a push notification that the game I'm watching is on sale, which is very useful because it tracks all that shit for you.
All right.
Not
That's
sponsored, just wanted to share.
No, not sponsored, but we're open to it. We just almost surpassed 100 downloads. I think we got like 85, 90 downloads of the podcast. So thanks to everyone who's done that. That's awesome. And this one could potentially be a sleeper topic because it's Pokemon. Like everyone loves Pokemon. So yeah, so definitely check that out, and check out Nicole's blog too if you guys missed that last week. I don't know if you've put anything else up since, because I don't think you've played much of anything else, but
I was trying to do indie stuff just because obviously there's fucking million reviews for everything. But
what about Stray? Did you you finished Stray, right? You didn't put anything
I did finish Stray. I could write for Stray. I literally have had no time to play games since like Saturday, and it's made me really sad. Which wasn't that far ago, but still.
It's also not that far away. I mean, it's midweek, right? So either way, but you got to make some time to sit down and play a game. That's what you got to do.
I was gonna, but this podcast got in the way, so.
Oh, true. You're right. That was me. That's totally on me.
No, I wanted to be here, but I would be probably playing Stray because I need to get the platinum.
Listen, Isaac and I could have run the show today if you wanted to sit there and play Pokemon instead. I'm sure we could.
Yeah, Isaac can be me for a day.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. So before we do the part that people are probably going to be most interested in with the starters and all that stuff, which is a fun little game thing. Just quick thoughts on the games from Gamescom yesterday. More so just like the more noteworthy stuff that they showed. Callisto Protocol, we got some actual gameplay footage for. And I have to say I'm very excited for that. Despite never having played Dead Space, it looks really cool, and I am pumped. So your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, this is actually, so whenever this got announced, I was watching live with my friend and I was joking because I saw some light and I was like, it's Dead Space. And the trailer kept going and he was like, actually, and then it ended up being like announced it was Callisto Protocol and like by like one of the original developers or whatever of Dead Space, which is hilarious because I just like randomly took a shot in the dark. It was Dead Space because I've been waiting for like a new Dead Space game. Which of course they went on to announce the Dead Space remake later, and this is independent from that. But this looks fucking good.
Yeah, I am really pumped. I'm probably gonna. I don't think I'm gonna pre-order it because I just don't think there's much of a need. But I'm definitely excited to play it, and I kind of want to play the Dead Space games honestly at some point. Like I think that might be fun. It's just, I mean, the backlog of games is so huge. You go through the same thing.
Yep, definitely. I think it's Dead Space I don't even know. I'll have to look into it and let you know, but one of them has really, really cool co-op, and I highly recommend playing that way because they do a really cool thing when you play with two people. I'm not gonna spoil it for you though, because you just gotta see it for yourself.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I'll have to check that out then as an option because yeah, it's definitely one I'm interested in. So that comes out. I always forget this. Obviously, people are listening later on this. That comes out December of 2022. So right around the holiday season, if people are interested in Callisto Protocol, Sonic Frontiers, which I was a little intrigued by because like I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of open world games, but some Sonic games have been fun. Generations was fun, and they've had a lot of just crap. Like for all the flack that Game Freak gets, Sonic Team has just put out bad title after bad title over the past, half decade with a few exceptions. Sonic Frontiers looked neat on paper. They rushed the trailer out early, so it looked very clunky. People were not happy with the open world stuff. Like the 2D stuff looks good, but the 3D stuff looks kind of questionable. They showed the new trailer and it looks a little bit better. I'm a bit intrigued, but then they announced it's coming out the day before God of War Ragnarok, which is just like clearly
Hilarious.
it just feels like it's meant to sort of
This
like
poor game, dude. They're trying so hard. They're trying their best.
it honestly feels, and this may just be me being like a conspiracy theorist person on occasion when it comes to things like this, that by releasing it when they are, it's gonna like maybe they know it's not that great, and instead of people criticizing it, they're gonna be hyping God of War. So you release the game the day before, people buy God of War, no one's really got time to shit on Sonic Frontiers because no one cares, and it just quietly goes under the radar where the niche Sonic audience buys it, but they kind of close off criticism, and no one's really gonna spend a lot of time.
Yeah. They have a really cool idea. Like when that first got like teased, I was like, "Oh shit, like that's gonna be cool." And some of the stuff from their trailer does look cool, like the track running and all that, but it just seems very empty. But when you're playing, it could just be empty because you're fucking Sonic and you're just going fast.
Yeah.
And there's just like a lot of times where you just gotta be zooming, so like they don't need to fill that stuff stuff in. But I don't know. I hope it does well. I don't. It definitely won't be a game I play day one. If it's like a comes to like PS Plus or like Game Pass later or something, maybe I'll try it out. But or like a really good deal. But definitely not with God of War right there. So it won't be something I'm playing day one.
Yeah, God of War, our game of the year, best game of all time, of course. And Sonic did not make that list. And I mean, it's a neat sort of approach here. Sonic Heroes, I kind of remember. You mentioned that in
I
the
love
chat.
Sonic Heroes.
It's been a
Yeah.
long ass time since I played that one. I mean, honestly, like Mania was really good, but Mania was just Sonic, like a remade version of the original Sonic game. Like it was great, but like it's because that's what they do best. And I question the idea of giving this, this 3D Hedgehog a Earth-saving, deep open world type story, but maybe it'll work out. I'm intrigued by it, but it'll definitely be one to wait for a sale for. That comes out November 7th, 2022, the day before God of War Ragnarok. So if you're looking for something to do for 24 hours, maybe that's the way to go, but I would advise just waiting a little. Hogwarts Legacy, again, I know you're a big Harry Potter fan. You saw the shirt. This looks kind of cool. I'm not even big on Harry Potter. Like, I could take it or leave it, but the game looks intriguing. And I know it was delayed, but it's set to come out in February of 2023. Any quick thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just very excited. I feel like everyone that likes the fandom's dream is to get a game like this where you literally just get put into that world and you can play like every aspect of it, which is literally what they're giving us. You're a student at Hogwarts, you get to be sorted, you get to go to classes. I'm like hoping you get to take quizzes and shit, because like I live for that, just like dumb Harry Potter knowledge, like knowing what spells are called and stuff. There you have like outside exploration, which I wasn't expecting. I thought it was gonna be very like linear, which it probably still can be like a linear story, but like you can ride on your broom. There's fucking like magic fights and stuff. There's like all like the fantastic beasts and stuff. So like it looks very cool. I'm excited for that one.
Okay, yeah, Hogwarts Legacy, that's February 2023. Definitely a game that I'm sure at some point both of us will end up playing. And Tortuga was interesting. I grabbed this one because I needed a fifth game for. I just grabbed 5, and I'm like, this is weird. I think it's Epic, but I'm not sure.
I know nothing. I saw the pirates and I looked away. I was like, I'm done.
I thought you were a pirate. You're a big fan of the sea. Are you not? You telling me you're not intrigued by this pirate concept in any capacity?
No, because like if you want like a real pirate game, play Black Flag, Assassin's Creed, and if you want like a fun one with your friends, play Sea of Thieves on Xbox. Like the space is taken. Just like shoo that away. We have Tortuga, but then we also have that other. What is it called? Sails, and I don't even know what it's
Sea
called,
of
but it's like
Thieves?
the boat. No, it's a different one. There's where you like play as a boat. I don't know. It looks bad though.
I mean, we didn't see a lot. I just thought it was interesting because it seems like you play as a pirate captain and you have to recruit other people. You can customize your ship. You have different battles and like I don't know. It seems like a weird. It's the people who made it. It's Studio Gaming Gaming Minds is the name of the studio. They're a German developer. They've made a lot of like strategy games in the past that have done relatively well with a niche audience. And I don't know. It's the idea of like running your own fleet and basically playing what's going to be like Civ, the Civ games, but like on a pirate, if that's the direction that they go, could be kind of neat. So that one doesn't even have a release date yet. They just showed it, but I thought that would have been maybe up your alley just from an intrigue perspective. And then, of course, Dead Island 2 was the last one I grabbed. I know that you and a friend of yours were probably
The
cheering
only people
like
wanting this.
crazy. I should just very quickly say that I played the original Dead Island and I didn't hate it. I think it gets a bad rap. It was pretty fun, all things considered. So it's not bad, but it was not a game that I was like, man, I really want to play a new Dead Island. Like my life doesn't feel better or worse for this existing, but some people seem pumped. Other people seem to be kind of scared away based on their feelings towards the original. What do you think?
If it wasn't leaked, like I feel like that would have been huge, and maybe not for everyone, but for some people, like they did the fake out with Goat Simulator where they recreated the Dead Island trailer and then was like, surprise, it's Goat Simulator, so like that got my hopes up.
Mm-hmm.
But like in between then and Gamescom, they it leaked unfortunately. But like at this point, it's been 10 years. It's been so long. So like I never thought we were gonna get Dead Island 2, and you can't take Dead Island 1 seriously. You got to play that game like for the fun. I remember it looking good for its time. I don't know if that's the case, but that's just my personal experience. I remember liking how the game looked and how the combat was. Like the combat was not perfect by any means, but it was like messy. The mods you can do on your weapons get like pretty fucked up. You can get like fucking like blades and all this shit that like do like instant decapitations. It's a lot of fun playing co-op because you can play the whole game with a buddy. So
Okay. All right. Well, that's pretty cool. Dead Island comes out February of 2023 for anyone that's interested. I can't say I strongly recommend the first one if you're like on the fence and like you don't have a lot of time to play games. Like if you're in a position like me where I'm like backlogged like probably 40 games I want to play, it's definitely not going to prop its way up to the top of my list, but it's probably super cheap if anyone's interested in that one.
yeah, it's a fun rainy day game. Like grab a buddy. You don't even need a buddy. It is kind of scary, at least for me, because like you'll just be like chilling and one will fucking like like running out of a door, but it's a good game.
All right. So there you go. So yeah, Gamescom had some pretty cool stuff. Everything else was relatively underwhelming, although I was a little intrigued by The Life of P, which is like the Pinocchio Dark
Yes.
Souls game. I'm nervous because, and a friend of mine brought this up yesterday. We were talking about it. Like a lot of times, I feel like these Dark Souls clones that aren't made by FromSoft, but that are just like meant to be a Soulsborne light end up being lackluster. Like Code Vein is one I played and kind of thought it was okay, but like I just didn't really get into it all that much.
Yeah,
And
but
that was
Jiminy
Bandai.
Cricket's in this somehow.
Isn't
Or
Jimmy?
like
Is he?
yeah.
Isn't
Yeah,
Jiminy?
well
He's
we
public
saw like
domain.
Geppetto and then like somebody spoke and everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's Jiminy Cricket." I don't think that's its name in this one because that's like a Disney thing, but I just love when they take Disney shit and like make it dark.
I do too, and Jiminy Cricket is actually based on the character Talking Cricket.
Oh,
Which
okay.
is an Italian. Well, he was a talking cricket. I'm just quickly. I don't know that, by the way. I just googled it, but so that's
That'd
what
be
it's based
hilarious if
on.
you
Yeah,
knew
I
that.
just have random knowledge of 1940s Disney movies, but yeah, I mean, it could be some level of a Jiminy Cricket esque. It looks fun. It's a steampunk Pinocchio Dark Souls game. If it ends up being super cheap, I think it could be a really fun game to play. If it's $60 or whatever, which I don't think it would be, but who knows?
Yeah.
Then maybe it's one to put back and wait for that. So yeah, definitely not bad. Okay, so we're going to pivot to our wrap up segment here as we're going to go through the starters, and I am just going to set it up so that we start with the first one, and yeah, just a little bit of fun. So thanks to everybody who's tuned in up to this point, and next show, we don't have a topic yet for, right? Because we want to do Star Wars in the near future, and I'm sure that could probably be a multi-part show in some capacity. But I haven't watched Phantom Menace yet, and I haven't watched the last 2 episodes of Kenobi, so Nicole will not let me do a podcast about Star Wars until I watch those. So we might put up like a poll or something.
Critical.
I don't know that it's critical. I know what happens, but that's fine. I want to watch it anyway. So we're gonna put up a poll probably after we have a chance to like talk about it for next week's topic. And so if you guys want to like vote on that, or there's something you want us to talk about or do, then definitely make sure you're following us on socials. All linked down below there. And of course, check out Nicole's blog too, because that was pretty good. And she's been playing other games. So, okay. So with this, we've got the starters from every gen, and a bit of a hot button issue on some of these, I'm sure. But Kanto, you've got Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Charmander, just for our non-visual audience here. Bulbasaur is the obvious choice here. Like, that's my, that's my personal opinion. I have never gotten a tattoo, but I'm actually considering getting a tattoo of Bulbasaur.
Aww.
There's like a drawing
That's a good one
of Bulbasaur where his back is a pumpkin, and like I'm like a big Halloween
I love
fan.
that. I don't know if I've seen the same one, but I've seen that like done, and it looks so cute.
I want to get a little one, because like I just have a needle thing that I'm not super comfortable with yet. So I'm thinking maybe a small one where it's like a Bulbasaur, and maybe he's like black with like orange eyes or something, and then he's got a pumpkin on his back. Bulbasaur just is the coolest of the 3 by far. I saw someone post a hot take on Facebook earlier about this, saying he's mid and he's not even in the top half of starters in general, which is just gross. But yeah, Bulbasaur's my pick here. Where are you going in Kanto? Who's your starter?
Probably Squirtle. Like I said, I usually go with the water option unless they're terrible for some reason. So nothing. I feel like most people would actually say Charmander out of this duo as far as like popularity, but just Squirtle for me. I mean, I have 2 turtle tattoos. What do you expect?
I guess that's true. Yeah, you don't care about Tortuga, which is literally like
I do.
Turtle. No, I mean the game we just discussed, which I'm fairly certain
I was thinking you said Torterra. I was like, no. I really think that form's cool.
I do like Torterra, actually. He's pretty cool. Squirtle's cool. Charmander's weird because like if he gets wet, he dies, and that's kind of weird. I don't really want that, right? Like I'm just not
feeling... wet, he dies.
From an optimism standpoint, you're really not gonna be able to do much with him. But yeah, okay. Bulbasaur's for me. Let us know in the comments and or feedback wise if you listen to this later, because I know a lot of people have been listening from the Twitter links and stuff, so definitely like interact. Let us know what your favorite Kanto starter is and why it's Bulbasaur. For the next one, we've got Johto, of course. That gives us Chikorita, Totodile, and Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil is weird looking. He looks like one of those like masquerade doll kind of, like the masquerade
cute, like anteater guy.
Yeah, but like his face is kind of weird, and I feel like if you were to take a Cyndaquil home, it wouldn't be able to like lay on your bed or even sit anywhere where there's anything fabric, because it would just ignite it immediately. So again, I'm just looking at practicality here. My favorite is Chikorita, which I've been criticized for immensely by my friends here with this take.
Its final form is really good. I don't like this. Like, I feel like this is just kind of like, I don't know. I'd obviously say Totodile, but I have beef with Chikorita because she's in Super Smash Brothers as one of the Pokemon, and she just fucking throws leaves at you, and it's really annoying.
Okay. You could just dodge them. You could dodge the Leafs. That might help.
Yeah, I could.
So you're picking Totodile because of your...
I don't think I played this gen, though, so I'm just picking Totodile just because, he's cute.
That makes sense. Guy. I was like 6 when this game came out. So it was Silver, Gold, and Crystal. But I did get a copy of Silver when I was a little bit older. And I remember losing it because I left it on the back of my mom's car in the driveway, and she drove away, and it fell off.
No.
It's very sad. But my best friend has one that he found at Savers not too long ago, before Savers started to suck, because you could go there and get like video games sometimes people would like sell or trade in at like really good prices. But now they like price match eBay, which is just so stupid because like they don't pay anything to get it anyway. So like, why are you gonna upcharge? But he got a copy of Silver, I think with the box still. I think it was Silver or Crystal, for like $10 or something like that. Like,
yeah, you gotta get lucky at yard sales now. Hope someone just went through their kid's shit.
Yeah, yard sales are good. I mean, I feel like I haven't seen a ton, but maybe it's just been like people have it. But we saw people selling lemonade last week outside. It was like $1 a cup.
I've seen a lot of kids doing that. It's always like not on my side of the road, but I keep wanting to stop and give them like $10 because I feel like it'll make their day.
Yeah. On the other hand, I like to imagine in my headcanon that there's like one like lemonade cartel kid who's just like a little bit above everybody else, that just kind of like has them all sitting on the street.
Steals all their money.
Sell lemonade. He's like, you couldn't give me 50 cents on this. Like, you know, he's the only one with the country time. But I mean, I don't know. I feel bad because I'm like off a main road, and there's a couple people who have them set up on a main road with no breakdown lanes. I'm like, who's stopping here except for people that are walking? But lemonade stands are it's a good opportunity for kids to make some money. Teach them the cruel realities of business. I think when kids sell stuff at the lemonade stand, their parents should take taxes out to really prepare them for like how fucked they're gonna get when they get older. That's what I think.
Just depress them early.
Get them used to it. All right, so Totodile for you, Chikorita for me. Hoenn is probably one of my favorite gens because I love the Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire. Mudkip, Trico, and Torchic. I love Mudkip. He's phenomenal. Everything about him is
my favorite Pokemon.
Overall? Total?
Yeah, I did this crazy sorter where you like pick between two and eventually you whittle down to like your favorite, and Mudkip somehow made it to _1. I mean, I'm not mad with that though. Mudkip, look at him. He's so cute.
He's very happy, and I like Trico too because he's kind of cool. But
Trico looks like he would fucking beat me up. He would bully me for sure.
Well, considering you can't dodge Chikorita's leafs, that seems like it might be more of a you problem than it is a
I got him. Yeah, he is just cool looking.
But I love Mudkip. He's always very happy. He's up there with Spheal for me from this gen in terms of Pokemon that are
Spheal's also cute. I think adorable. I actually played. I did play this. Which games were these?
This is Ruby and Sapphire.
Those might have been my first games because I remember playing. I picked Torchic when I first played. That actually might have been my first Pokemon games. But really? Mudkip's my favorite now. But I remember picking Torchic. Yeah.
Yeah, and Mudkip.
I'd have to pick Mudkip, but they're both so good.
Easily one of the coolest, and I am gonna go Mudkip here too. I don't love what he evolves into.
Same.
Because I just find it to be a little bit lame. But I mean, I don't know, just how you look at this guy. Do you know Mudkip is actually modeled after an axolotl in some capacity?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I love axolotls
underrated animals. I want one, but then like I feel like I need like a big tank for him probably, and I don't have the space for it.
Yeah.
He's up
bigger better.
Well, yeah, that's what they say. All right. So we're going Mudkip, and next Sinnoh. So we've got Turtwig, Piplup, and Chimchar.
Also another fucking baller one. I feel like this is the only one where I like genuinely like all three starters.
Chimchar kind of looks like a douche.
He becomes Infernape though, so that's pretty cool.
He does become pretty cool, but he just looks...
I can't see them on my end.
Oh, because I didn't update the transition from the happy picture of Mudkip in the pool. That's my fault. Chimchar looks like he talks British and probably thinks he's a little better than you. Like, if you were to put a pair of glasses on a Chimchar, you'd be, oh, hey, Chimchar, you know, I don't know. That's just a whole nother thing. What do you think? This is your gen, right? So where are you going?
This just reminded me that I said Torterra earlier, and I was thinking of Turtwig, so I'm so sorry for that.
Torterra's okay. He's just a big turtle.
No, I know, but I was thinking of that with the original one we were talking about. What's its name?
The game.
Bulbasaur. I was thinking of that for Bulbasaur, and I know that's not right. It's Ivysaur and whatever, but I had Torterra in my head.
Okay.
This is really tough because I think I picked Piplup because it goes to like Empoleon or whatever, and it becomes like a fucking badass with a trident on its forehead.
Mm-hmm.
But also tough because Turtwig is so cute, and I love turtles. And yeah, Torterra, like I said before, is amazing. But yeah, I probably picked Piplup. I think I did when I played it again.
I just like that Turtwig is always smiling. Like, his natural facial reaction is just a goofy smile, which is fantastic.
That's what good about Arceus and Pokemon Snap. You get to, like, see these Pokemon, and, like, he's one of the ones that, like, does this cute little hop. He's cute.
I like him. All right, yeah, I'm going Piplup here, because how could you? Really quick funny story. It's a running joke among my friend group. I didn't realize Piplup was a penguin. So I know.
What did you think he was?
So I knew he evolved into Empoleon, who's a penguin. But I thought he was more of like a water bird. I don't really know what he was, but we were having this
argument. A penguin is a water bird.
Penguins typically live in the Arctic, not necessarily in the water, but that's not really the same thing. We were having... No one can see the facepalm Nicole is doing if you're listening to the podcast later here. But I was arguing this vehemently with them at the time. We were all in Discord, and I'm like, it's not a fucking penguin. Like, it's clearly something else. And then when my friend, like, brought up Empoleon, I was like, well, wait, Emperor Penguin. Because, I don't know, he doesn't seem penguinish. But now I understand that, you know, he does kind of look penguin-y, but more... Nicole's facial expression has not changed for about a minute and a half. She's just been staring at me with the most disappointed look. I didn't know, and I was corrected, but it's not obvious. Like, I don't know. He doesn't necessarily look like a penguin just right on his own. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
I'm sure most of you guys
it's
agree
fine.
with me. I'm gonna assume a lot of people that agree with me on this are listening on the podcast side, so they can't like
Right.
respond. But that's cool. I'm going Piplup here, the penguin Pokemon, and we're gonna move on to Unova, which is just a weak gen. But you've got Snivy, Oshawott,
This
and
is a weak one.
Tepig, I think it is, or T-Pig.
Yeah.
What part
Tepig
of
or something.
Roundhead? Isaac said, "What part of Roundhead with a beak with wings that can't fly doesn't scream penguin?" You don't know that he
A
can't
water.
fly.
The fact that you were like it's a water bird
A
and
water
didn't think
bird,
penguin.
like one of the birds that like goes in the water and stuff, or like is wet. I don't know,
Penguins.
like a mallard. I don't know what he
Penguins.
was. I understand now. I'm not. This is not put. I thought it was a bird that lives near the water. Penguins aren't technically birds, right? Like they're
They're birds. They just don't fly.
yeah. Well, it's dodos
Flightless
did.
birds.
Anyway.
Dodo birds are dead.
No, I know. Well, that's what they want you to think anyway. He's also just called the penguin Pokemon, which I think was what started that, because I was like, he doesn't look like a penguin. He's not black and white, because penguins, are not blue typically. But yeah, his category is literally penguin, so I guess I was wrong on that one. But anyway, Unova, Tepig, Oshawott, Snivy. What do you guys think?
Probably Oshawott. Oshawott is a cool final form guy with like a horn, but I really don't care about this gen at all.
I don't either. Samurott. Samurott works for me. I would.
If you guys are just coming in and you're confused, Braden didn't know that Piplup was a penguin, so.
Yeah. Oh, I know Dave knows that because he was there when we discussed it. But yeah, I mean, look, it was a while ago. It was like January.
Oh, we all know.
I know, it's rough. It was in like January, and I don't know that I was sober at the time, so I'd like to say that justifies it, but I don't know. I didn't think reindeer were real a couple of years ago, so whatever. Sometimes I have questionable thoughts. But that's fine. Yeah, Oshawott here. This is the weakest gen. I know we've established Piplup is the penguin Pokemon. I did think it at one point was like a water bird, like a dodo, but like that can swim. I guess if dodos could swim, they'd probably still be here. All right, so Unova, Oshawott. Next up is Kalos, which is Froakie, Chespin, and Fennekin? I think that's right.
No idea.
Okay.
I'd go Frog just because water type, but I also don't really have any opinion on this gen.
I love Froakie. I think Froakie's awesome. Delphox is the final form of Fennekin, and I believe it's in Pokemon Unite. And is it Cinderace? No, that might be Scorbunny. I thought Delphox
That little
was
fox
Unite.
is cute though.
Yeah, it's kind of adorable, but it also reminds me of the Grass Cat, just like in terms of like similar modeling minus some obvious discrepancy.
Wait till you see Litten.
Oh, that's true. Litten is
literally the same except different types, which is cool if they end up doing like an EV thing, but
yeah, I like it. I almost want to see them like go totally different direction with the starters, where like maybe they only evolve once, or maybe they all do different things, or maybe you get a starter that doesn't evolve, or change it a little. I said we're gonna round back. No, we can't. We're wrapping this up. I don't think anyone needs to hear more about me not understanding how penguins work at this point. So petition to make him watch Happy Feet. Is that the dance penguin movie?
Yep.
I'm thinking.
I think you need some more penguin exposure.
I've seen Surf's Up. Surf's Up was okay. Didn't hate it. Happy Feet. My friend owns Happy Feet on the Wii. He bought it because I made a bet with him and he lost, so he had to buy it.
You should stream playing that.
I guess I could. I could stream Happy Feet. I'd have to get like a
Oh, a capture card.
I could do a capture card. I'd have to get the game. I don't have, because I could do it on a emulator easily because Steam has retro.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I have. I don't think I have that game. I have like the B movie. Great game.
Bird movie. B movie is a classic film.
It's fucking weird.
My girlfriend has never seen it, and I'm a little sad about it because I think that's a movie everyone should see at least once.
It's an experience. It's definitely a weird one for kids.
Well, I mean, you never loved a bee when you were a kid? You didn't just have like a thing with a bee?
It's like, instead of bestiality, it's bestiality.
Bestiality. I need a drum roll effect ready for that because it's definitely not going to be the last time either of us cracks a terrible joke. But, Froakie. I'm going Froakie here. I hate Chespin.
Froakie.
Chespin looks like it's a cosplaying Pokemon that's like dressed
I
up.
literally was about to say that. I was like, it looks like it's wearing a costume.
Alola. We've got.
Ooh, this is a good gen.
What the hell is the one on the left? No, I say
Poplio.
Poplio. So we've got Poplio, Litten, and Rowlet. I love Rowlet.
What kind of animal's Poplio?
Poplio.
The sea dog?
I don't know.
It's a seal.
I'm not even gonna guess.
It's a seal.
It does look like a seal.
It's
not a seal. It's not a seal, Nicole. It's a sea lion. It is a sea lion.
Sea lion.
So, before you start jumping at me...
They are different, but it's fine.
Penguins and water birds are different, too. I just can't think of a water bird at the moment. Unicorn said, sorry, I went to wash dishes. That's okay.
How dare you be an adult?
It's unbelievable. And overrated, honestly. I'm going to go Rowlet here, because Decidueye is really cool. I love the final form of Rowlet. Like, Decidueye is just easily one of my favorite of that gen. Litten's okay. I forget what it evolves into. Oh, Incineroar, right?
Incineroar.
Which is, like, cool, I
guess.
Big,
beefy man.
Yeah. Which, I relate to in some ways, but I can't, I can't get to... I don't like Incineroar's aesthetic. He's in Smash, I believe, actually.
It's giving furry.
Yeah, it is. It's giving furry vibes, which I do not like. Isaac said I went to dye my hair. I actually did that this morning.
Did you do a color?
No, he just dyed it colorless.
Yeah.
It's just going.
Well, I don't know if he was going with his regular black or if he was going a color.
I dyed mine invisible this morning. Actually, you can't see it.
Oh wow,
Isn't that fascinating? Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first gen I didn't pick water for, but like you said, I saw Rowlet's evolution and I was like, yes. I love this little round bird. I was like, I need him. He was great.
I feel like you could just pick Rowlet up and like put him in your pocket and just take him somewhere with you.
He'd be so happy.
Yeah, probably. Although I don't know how big he actually is size-wise. I'm fairly certain he's relatively small though. Okay.
That'd be amazing.
Galar, which I think is the most up-to-date. This is the most recent one, if I remember correctly. So we've got, oh god, the monkey. The monkey's name is what? A Grookey.
Grookey. Bongo monkey,
yes,
or like orangutan, gorilla.
I think it's a penguin. I'm just kidding. We've got Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. Sobble is my second favorite starter behind Bulbasaur, who's obviously the best, we all agree. I love Sobble. He looks like he's just sad at all times, despite even being happy sometimes. And I get that, honestly, on all levels. Scorbunny's cool. Boonicorn said, Scorbunny, my baby, in all caps, but also I love Sobble. I do think they rebounded well with the starters for this gen after a couple of lackluster for them. Boonicorn said, so sick of money Pokemon.
Oh, money Pokemon. I
don't know of
the
any
rich
money
ones.
Pokemon.
The cat. The cat has like a little coin
that's
on
true.
his head. Does that count? Does that count as a money Pokemon?
At least capitalism, right? So, and Persian, but I don't think Persian actually has any money. There are no other money-related Pokemon. There's only gold coin that comes to life or something. That's weird.
That's true. Yeah, they have like fucking garbage piles.
Yeah.
No money Pokemon. I don't know if a money
cones.
Pokemon. There's got to be one we're not thinking of. Money Pokemon.
No.
Nope.
No,
Meowth. Meowth. What the fuck's its name?
Meowth.
It is it?
That's how Shakespeare pronounces it, I believe. Yes, Meowth. No, Meowth is the one.
Yeah, that's like the only thing that comes up, and then a bunch of.
What was that laugh? I can't see.
Oh, it won't go. Oh, there we go.
Oh, Rowlet.
It's just Rowlet with money eyes.
Rowlet's seeing money. Well, yeah, that's why he wears the leaf bra, so he can solicit money sometimes. He can, Bronzor is the closest. Isn't Bronzor just like a gear?
A gear. Yeah.
Just like a psychic gear? I mean, I guess.
Because he becomes like a bell, I think. Yeah, this one, I was like, I'm pretty sure I made a poll because I was working at GameStop at the time, so we were like polling customers about who they were gonna pick or like who their favorite was. I ended up going Sobble just because Sobble's final form is like the assassin sniper, and that's fucking cool. But like I said, I played like 2 minutes of this game, so
yeah, I really
honestly all of their designs are pretty good. And Pokemon Snap, Scorbunny has a really cute thing where he's like playing soccer with like fire. So
he does it in Unite too, actually, which is the like League of Legends clone that for Switch. And when he evolves, he actually kicks the soccer ball around with him as he's walking, like as you're playing. It's really cool. Don't say it, I know the results. So yeah, I'm going Sobble here as well. Looks like we were pretty water heavy for most of these, which is pretty much about what I expected. Those are his OP final moves, said the Boonicorn. But yeah, so we filled that time pretty nicely. Actually, I was worried because we went into this with a very open, like, let's just see what happens, and then oh yeah, who was the results of the GameStop poll? Who won?
Remember?
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, neither does my friend. We can't remember. I think Sable might have won.
Yeah, they probably made an NFT out of it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So that went pretty well. Overall thoughts on the Gamescom stuff, talking about the games, upcoming Scarlet Violet, whatever. So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out and participating. It's fantastic. We don't know the topic for next week's show yet. I would assume basically that like eventually we'll find a day that works for us both that we can like sort of consistently do, but it's a little bit up in the air because like obviously we both like have jobs and then you're going to be working late on Wednesdays starting next week. Right?
Yeah, so, unfortunately.
Yes, I didn't
even... I still might be able to though. I think it's only till 6.
I was supposed to work till 6 today and thought the changes took effect today, so I just left at 4:30 and I don't even know if anyone knows that yet or not. God. But I don't know if anyone knows and I have no clue, so I guess I'll see what happens.
Indicted.
I'm probably going to get a message tomorrow, but yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. It's fun as always. Make sure you guys follow the channel and whatnot to continue the support. I'm going to real quick before we end this. I'm going to gift a sub, so if someone's in here that doesn't have a sub currently, I'm going to go ahead and gift one as it's processing. And, okay, Isaac, looks like you got the sub.
Look at that.
Unbelievable you weren't subbed
Isaac,
before.
it's kind of rude. I'll say, yeah, it's kind of rude you didn't use your Twitch Prime sub on me, because I'm pretty sure actually, no, I don't think I'm subbed to Isaac right now. I might be. I got to check.
That's fine. Boonicorn, I did it random. I'm sorry. I just gave a sub away. You know, like I said, make sure you're following us on socials and everything. Nicole, if you want to wrap this up, it's your channel here. Go ahead. I don't know if you plan on streaming it at all later this week or whatever you want to shout out. But...
I don't know when I'll be streaming this week. Maybe at some point. I'm thinking about streaming my Stray run through because I have to do it in 2 hours for the platinum, which obviously there's going to be no pattern to that. I'm literally going to like read something quick beforehand and then just kind of fucking like run for it and hope for the best. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week with another topic. We'll probably put up a poll or maybe just like a thread and have you guys comment what you want us to talk about. But thanks for coming in. Oh yeah, take a look at Braden's bat.
I bought this bat today because I have no self-control. My girlfriend and I went out looking for like early Halloween decorations and I saw this bat and I was like, I need to buy this because it's fantastic. And I honestly feel like if I had to represent myself as some kind of like Halloween, this would be me.
That'd be you?
That's me. That's me right there.
All yes, right, you should make banana bread, but we will talk to you guys the next week.
Sounds appealing. All right, catch you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.